Day 3. And we're going deeper today. We're going deeper to the core, maybe even to some of the pain, to the secret, to the shame, and to the sabotage. Because we all deserve to have amazing lives. But we have to know that. We have to believe that before we can live it and be it. And so there are places where we hide. And today is about uncovering those places where we hide. So, your question today, and I'm going to jump right into it. You know where you are if you've been here a couple of days, you know what's going on. The question today is simply, I could do a drum roll if I had a drum roll. What is the mask that I wear that if I took it off, people would get to know me better? And every time I hear that question, my first thought is, well, there's no mask, because so much of who I was being in the world was really who I thought I was. And it was a long, long time before I really realized that I guess it was a mask, because people weren't getting to know me. And people would say, Janine is great, but I really wish I had a better sense of her. Or, Reverend Macklin seems so aloof, and, she's standoffish. It's really hard to get to know her. And I honestly did not know. I didn't know what they were talking about. You don't know what you don't know. I didn't know it really until now, because so early on, I had learned to take care of myself, be there for myself, take care of my own emotions and feelings. I had learned that it was really more important to take care of everyone else than focus on everyone else. Because I thought then that if I took care of someone else, then they would take care of me. And so automatically my needs would be met and I would be happy. And it was many years before I realized that that wasn't the way the equation went. So that piece of me that people wanted to see or know or have a greater sense of, in all honesty, I didn't even have a greater sense of it. I had been walking around numb for so long, and with what I'm sure to people seemed like a guard, and I guess it probably was, because after early experiences and situations along the way, I'm not sure if I really knew who to trust or who not to trust. And for a long time, I could trust my mother as long as she was on the planet. But I realize now it's been like 20 years and my mother hasn't been on the planet. So the mask was that, I guess that I was okay. That, I take care of everybody else, like do whatever for everybody else, but that I was okay. And that wasn't true. There was a part of me that was in pain, but I had numbed it so early on the journey that I didn't even realize it. There was a part of me that had decided early on that I wasn't worthy, that I wasn't valuable because of experiences I'd had as a young child. And based on that, I had made some unconscious decisions about how I would show up in the world. And that was basically for everyone else. Although so many times my behavior seemed like I was showing up for me and I was just doing what I wanted to do, when in reality, I was just numb. In reality, it was, let me see what I can do. Let me see how I can please you. Let me see how I can take care of you. Let me see what I can do for you so you don't leave me. So, you don't throw me away. Like I felt had happened to me so early on in my younger years. So it's been an unfolding and uncovering process for probably the last 6 or 7 years, I'd say, since my son showed up. I call him my blessing. And there's been just a push from within to really have to face it and to step into it and to begin to live it out loud to the freaking universe, to anyone who'll listen, but most importantly, to live it out loud to myself. So that's the mask. The mask that everything was okay and taking care of everyone else, and I was okay. And when I had my breakdowns, no one knew. When I had my breakdowns, no one knew. And then the few times I might have let them know, they didn't know what to do because it was so weird, in a sense, for me to be breaking down, so to speak. And so I take that mask off as I sit and talk with you. I took that mask off several weeks ago at a Powerhouse speaking event with Lisa Nichols and the Motivating the Masses team, and talked about that growing up experience that shifted my sense of worth and violated me and robbed me of my innocence. And I knew that I had said it in front of the conference. There was approximately, maybe 175 of us in the conference. I had just forgotten that it was live streamed. And so there were people in China, people in Europe, people basically all over the world who I'd taken my mask off for. And so I still continue to do that. I recently had a book launch event, and in the midst of preparing for that and getting some sense of what stories I was going to share, I realized that there were parts of my own experience, even to this day, that I have cousins that don't know about it and they don't know what I went through. They knew I didn't want to be where I was, but they don't know all of what had happened to me. There are people who didn't know that I had been orphaned from, the time I was born until I was like maybe 6 months old, that I had been in an orphanage. And that they knew I was adopted, but they didn't know the full experience that I had gone through and the whole truth. So that's the question for you today. If you took your mask off, if you were willing to take it off, what is it that people would know about you? What would people know about you on a more personal and deeper level? So what is the mask that you wear that if you took it off, people would know you better? I look forward to your comments. See, because it's really not about me. Remember, your comments aren't about me. Your comments are about you and your experiences. And if I need to be able to reframe some of that for you, it's not if I need to. If you would like to have an experience of reframing those experiences, I'm more than willing to do that with you. Or to release those experiences, I'm more than willing to do that with you. Because the more I sit and the more I connect with it and the more I take the mask off and stand here, as I used to say, naked, cold, and in the snow, transparent and keeping it real for you, it transforms me even more, and I trust that it'll transform you and your life as well. So I'm waiting to hear from you. Okay? Okay. Bye.